Dear students, today we are going to see a very important topic, municipal water treatment process in a broad way. Steps involved in drinking water process. Okay, first step is screening process. The lake water which is used for drinking water is screened off for the floating waste, just like leaves, dried leaves, plastic bags, paper, all these things are bigger particles are screened off, and the water is aerated. Second step is water is aerated for the chemical substance which is dissolved in it may undergo oxidation reaction and start precipitating out. So it is completely aerated for oxidation of the chemicals. Okay. Then these waters are allowed to settle down. Okay, that is called sedimentation process. It is kept in big tanks where it is kept for 2 to 3 days so that they settle down due to gravity. The suspended impurities settle down due to gravity. Okay, after this settlement the supernated water is removed for further process, and the dirt particle which is settled down at the bottom is removed off. Okay, now after that the water which we have still contains still finer particles which is not settling down. They are called as colloidal particles. To remove this colloidal particle, what we do, we add coagulant. Okay, one example is alum. If we add little bit of salt of alum, they start coagulating. I mean, they form a silky precipitate. Okay, this precipitate takes up this colloidal particle and makes up to a bigger molecule. Now these molecules are ready to settle down. After coagulation, again they are kept for sedimentation process. The fine colloidal particles become bigger particle and start settling down due to gravity. Once they have settled down, we go to the next step, which is called filtration. Since it is drinking water, we must be careful enough in treating it. Okay, so we are moving towards filtration process. So in filtration process we have many steps which is involved in it. We'll see that in detail. Before that, we'll complete what are the steps involved in drinking process. Okay, now after filtration, the final stage is killing of microbes, checking for the pathogen. So we have to kill the microbes which is present in the water to avoid the vector borne waterborne diseases. Okay, and now the drinking water is ready for given to the municipalities for the public for drinking. Okay, now we'll see what is the steps of filtration and how we do killing the microbes. Okay, filtration process. So here we have the inlet. Okay, this is the arrangement which we have for the filtration process. So at the top layer we have fine sand, and next to that we have coarse sand, and next to bottom layer we have small gravels, and bottommost layer we have coarse gravel, and we have the outlet. So what we do here, we pass on the water. Okay, after sedimentation the water is passed through the fine sand. Slowly they, due to gravitational force, they will be infiltrated. Okay, and the particle which is small, which still remains in the water, is filtered off by the fine sand. Okay, and once it is filtered off, it crosses all the four layers. Then whatever outlet we have the dirt free, float free, suspended impurity free water which is fit for drinking, but it has not checked the pathogen. Okay, so here fine sand initial stage itself will remove all the impurities, but what will happen here, the slagging will take place, that is blocking the pores will happen because of the impurities. So often in periodically what we have to do, we have to remove the sand. Okay, and wash the top layer of the sand and then reuse it so that the pore blocked can be removed off easily. Now, how to kill the microbes in the drinking water? So best one is bleaching powder. What is bleaching powder? Is calcium oxychloride. Okay, that is bleaching powder. When dissolved in water, it forms calcium hydroxide and chlorine. It releases chlorine. This chlorine, okay, forms hypochlorous acid with water. Okay, this chlorine forms hypochlorous acid and HCl with water. This hypochlorous acid is kills the germs. Okay, this hypochlorous acid kills the germ, checks the germ, virus, bacteria, whatever it is, whichever germs are present, it kills it off. Okay, hypochlorous acid. So this hypochlorous chlorination process can be done using bleaching powder. Second thing, we can do direct chlorination, directly add chlorine. So here also hypochlorous acid is formed and it kills the germs. Then we have chloramine, and chloramine when dissolved in water it forms calcium hydroxide and chlorine. This chlorine reacts with water, forms hypochlorous acid and HCl. This hypochlorous acid again kills the germs. So these are the either of the three methods we can use for killing the germs using chlorine. This is called chlorination process. Okay, thank you students.